You play by your own rules, and the things that you think are true, they are. And this goes for each individual person. So if you think in your mind that something is wrong, which you will, you still have enough room to get punished. I don't care how extreme your moral compass is, you will still cross it. So for the person that goes out and commits all kind of crazy atrocities, and let's say that in his mind he doesn't think he's doing anything wrong, he still will do something that he considers wrong. He'll cross that barrier and then he condemns himself. And so, like when you're trying to decide whether something is right or wrong or not, it's already embedded inside of you. You don't have to wonder if it's written down whether it's right or wrong or not. It's wrong to you, so therefore it's wrong. Or it's okay to you, so therefore it's okay. Right? Now, doing this thing that you might think is okay, you will run into resistance when somebody else thinks that it's not, you know. But inside, though, when you try to justify something that you did, I was thinking about um, whether something I did was right or wrong or not, and I was trying to think like guided based on like what the Bible might say. See, look it up in the Bible and see whether is this okay for me to do or not. Should we have to I think it's okay to use it as a baseline. As a baseline, but some things like if you say, "Oh, do I want to sleep with this woman or not?" And then say, "Oh, I want to, but let me go look it up in the Bible and see if I'll be wrong if I do it." Is that a way to live your life? To a certain extent, I can say that it is, but then when you start thinking, I mean, if you want to do something that's against the law of the Bible, are you bad based on just your intentions on what you wanted to do? Like you wanted to do this, but you didn't because you seen that it was wrong. And it's like, dang, why would I just inherently want to do a wrong thing? Why would you want? Why would this this download come to your mind and even have you want that? Like where does the craving come from for any particular thing? It comes from experience. It comes from probably advertisement. It's coming from all kind of different just programming that you receiving throughout your whole life, I suppose. But do you ever think of a completely new idea for yourself? That's something you haven't really seen before, something not like a craving for a particular food, but you think of an idea of, how you can have like drones do this or do that, or you know what I'm saying? Whatever somebody might create and think of new, some little program, some add on, some something. But for you to think of negative things, it's like, is that embedded in you? And is that the actual, is that DNA that you have to be born with sin. You have to be born with sin. That is another thing to that's like you're born losing. You're born losing right off the rip. If you are born and you have to sin, that's not right, man. It's not. And like the thing that I'm thinking, I'll say that it's not right to me because I may lack understanding, but just listening to it right off the rip, you're born a sinner and there's nothing you can do about it. What's going on? Okay. But it's like, but you got to try to control it as much as possible. Are we born sinners? Does the Bible actually say that we're born sinners? And you don't have a choice? But if you are a sinner, you are going to die? Is that right? It's a what? Hold on. It says, but if you can live, well, you have grace now. But how far does grace extend? It's another big topic that I don't know. I mean, does grace run out? Does grace run out? And where does it run? Now, one thing I've always thought is that when you have grace, right? When you're late for work, they give you like a grace period where you can be late like 5 minutes and it doesn't get charged as a tardy. So I was wondering, does the grace of the Creator, the Most High, Christ, for people who Islam, you say, does Muhammad make grace possible? I don't know if that's because I don't know the tolerance of sin within Islam. But we're just talking about sin tolerance and how far does grace extend. So for whatever religious group that you subscribe to, how much grace do you get? And the way that I see it, they say that you are a born sinner. But if sin just revolves around a particular action, you can it's possible to not sin. It's possible to not sin. So if you're a born sinner, it has to be revolved around thinking. Because if there's no like, and is it a sin if you don't know what you're doing? Is it a sin? And okay, and for the nations who never had the law, a nation who never had the law, never had it explained to them, you know, are they sinning by doing something they don't even know that it's a sin, especially like the dietary law, the ceremonial law, all of these things that you don't participate in. When you don't participate in them, it's a sin, but they don't know about it. So how does it work? So where does grace stop? It doesn't. It's not like it's 5 minutes, you late 5 minutes and now you don't get a tardy. Like the grace, man, but if you keep saying I'm gonna stop, it's only normal for you to say, nah, you're not serious. We don't know what we're living for either. that's another big part about grace, right? This okay, okay, all right. You get grace for the Most High to decide if He can have you for another mission. If you're not good enough here, you basically are showing what you got. Showing what you got. And if you can do good with this here, then the Most High will be able to trust you with whatever's next. And so you're showing who you are. That's what life's about. That's my thinking of what life is about right now. That's it. That's it. And any excuse that you got is it that's I mean any excuse that you have, so what? He the picking, the fairness, the everything is out of your understanding, but just that's it's just the test of, are you ready? Now I don't know where and I don't know all of that, but that's it. This is just a bigger purpose, you know what I'm saying? And you got to see what this type of person gonna do without knowing. Like, that's why your thoughts matter, because the person that can observe the thought, you know what I'm saying, and just look at it and say like, no, and I'm not doing that. That's where the goodness comes in. But the thought, the suggestion, the all of that is just a test. It's a test. And pass or fail is the grace cut off. Say, I ain't just say you wasn't no good because you just did this one thing. But this is really just your whole pattern. It's very interesting. And then it knowing that, man, heaven isn't a rest, it's a new mission. It's a new mission. And the people that will be in heaven are there in heaven because they qualify. They qualify based on their light, based on if they qualify. Just, you know what I mean? It's not personal. It's not. And I don't know that, like, if you don't make it either. This is another thing. Like, I don't know that if you don't make it, you go to what's considered like Earth in this situation compared to that. I don't know. I don't know what happens. I don't know. I don't know where what, because I think about how Earth can actually be, and it scared me just now. And I was thinking like, dang. But compared to the next situation, I think that is Earth would be more considered like lesser, like a lesser experience. Maybe about like how it is now. Like this Earth is kind of like tough. It's choice. It's the suggestions. It's the test, man. The test is tough. It's a tough test. It's a tough test. And the test is graded fairly as well. Oh man, there's grace. There's grace. Oh, but the it's all kind of factors, you know. It's all kind of factors. But there's some people that got it and still do bad. Probably everybody does their thing. I don't know. I don't know, man. The Bible says nobody was good. How is that possible? Christ said that. Christ said nobody was good, not one. So now what do you do? How did we get bad? Why are we bad? And I don't want us to say that we're bad, man, because okay, look, if if I produce something, a whole factory full of this thing, and all of them are bad, every part that I put out is bad, it reflects on me as the producer. So if you say that every human being that God created and we was a serious focus for the creator, and every last human being that he made is bad, it's saying bad things about the creator. It's a sneak diss. And I can't say that because everybody is a balance of good and bad. And so the bad people do good things. Probably a lot. But they do a lot of bad too, but so it's the it's the measurement, the scale. So it's I don't know, man. It could get disappointing, but not really. Not really. I think that you have to know what you're up against in a way. But if you only do these things because you know what you up against, the things that you do don't count really. I don't know. Yeah. And why goes forever. Why is infinite. You can't you no matter what. And the reason why I'm saying that is because with what I'm talking about, it's an infinity type of conversation because it goes back and forth checking each other. The It's like, okay, look, if I don't do something, if I think of something and don't do it, I understand that thought, that suggestion, I'm saying no to that test. The thought doesn't necessarily originate out of your DNA, does it? Does the thought originate because of your DNA? Where does the thought come from? Does it come from literally inside of something or does it come from an outside source and you recognize it and boom? That's the question. So if the so you have to answer that question. And if you don't generate your thoughts, you know, things that you think are not on you. It's only on you to act. And if you don't act on the thought, then you're good. But if you think of things because of the person that you are, and you generate these thoughts out of your own DNA and your own makeup, personality, and character, but then you say, well, where does that character come from? Did I create my own character? Grace. Grace is the best thing possible. Grace is the best thing possible. Because with grace, you can get renewed. Grace makes you different than what you are. You know, it's two things that you could consider when you pass, right? One thing is whether you become a clean soul with none of the thoughts that you think right now. If that happens, like once you pass, you become enlightened and you know everything and you have complete understanding, then yeah. But if you are your same self in heaven, do you think you deserve to be there? You know, if you throw trash on the ground on earth, you know, do you think you deserve to be in heaven so you can do it there? You're the same soul. You're the same soul. So do you think that? Or do you think that if you just angry and destructive and not peaceful and challenging and frustrated, a mad person, do you think you should be in heaven? Because we're talking about the same soul here as in heaven. Do you think you should be there? If you full of judgment and always looking to see what someone else is doing wrong, you inspecting and mad and frustrated and against, and you know, do you think that people want you doing that to them in heaven, to see who's in heaven doing bad? No. I mean, I don't know. Do you think that that is the environment of heaven? Do you bring heaven to heaven? Are you heaven? Basically, you should be heaven on earth. Think about it. Think about think about the aspects of heaven, the delightfulness, the peace, the breeze, the niceness, the love, right? The compassion, the help. Now, do you embody that? And if you don't, you can work on it. You can work on it. Like from right now, the intent to work on it. Man, it's good. The intention. The intention. Good suggestion. Make the intention to work on it. And it'll be great for you. Because it's always, it's better to be safe than sorry. But I will say this: living your life contrary to how you really want to live your life is, it's not a guarantee. It's it's not a guarantee. But maybe, but maybe because if you can, you get suggested things that you like, but when they're bad, you need to say no. All right. And when you say no to the suggestion, it's like, do these suggestions come from your own experiences? Like, so for example, if you want to have a drink, but you know that this is destructive for you, but you want to have a drink, that suggestion is coming from your past experiences. So these suggestions do come from you because you've had a drink before. Now you're craving another. It's coming from your own mind and things that you've got with you. All right. And so I suppose all and most of your suggestions come from your life experience. But where does the first one come from? Where does the first one come from? As a baby, whatever it might be. Okay. Whether it's to eat, cry, where does that suggestion arise? Are you prompted? Can you do anything without a prompt? And that's the question. Are you born? You're born with the personality. So, are babies like coloring books, basically? Like they come just as the outline. Excuse me. They come as the outline, and you, as the parent in the community, in the world, all color the baby in according to your whatever. Or is that how it is? Or is the baby comes and is born to be who they're going to be, and there's no coloring? The baby is going to be who it's going to be regardless. And all of the coloring comes from the source. All right.